what is a neurosurgeon? Any idea? If you can occupy some of the front chairs, that will be, you can listen.
Is sir audible for you guys? Yes.
Okay, the last benches, they want the last bench. Okay. So, who is a neurosurgeon? Nerves is just the last part of the nervous system. The main part is the brain, then comes the spinal cord, then comes the nerves, and the last will be the nerve endings in all the sense organs like the skin, the eyes, the ears, nose, and so nerves are like a flower. I mean, it's even until the roots, the stem, the branches, the leaves, everything function well, the nerves won't function. So the tree won't flower. So that is the importance of the nervous system. It needs all the nutrition, all the care from every system so that to function well. And ultimately when the flower blooms and it gives fragrance and then helps become seed and creates the next generation. So this is how the whole system is interconnected. So I mean in Canada I would say somebody who has a problem, who agrees to get operated, and after they give consent, many a times we put them under anesthesia, and very rarely without giving anesthesia, when they are awake only, we do brain surgery. So I tell, I am a legally bestowed person to break their heads and stab their spine back. So this is to make you laugh, that's all, okay? So what I want is, I gave, yesterday madam called me, I had a surgery, I couldn't come, so today I thought I'll make use of my time, I was free. Let us have a mutually beneficial time exchange, because there are many people who choose not to come here. There are many people who don't have this opportunity, and so I would want to know, she said she wants something like health tips, and I think she needs some tips to decrease her cough. So what do you want me to talk to you? Anything in particular or in general? If you can tell me within 2 minutes, then I can start talking about that.
Knee pain, sir.
Knee pain, okay, then?
So stress and anxiety causes more body pain, especially so all students are having stress and anxiety about their syllabus, portions, and meanwhile they love to eat outside snacks, and it is spoiling their health. So how they can avoid also, so on all these things you can.
COVID, okay. Then
again, new areas are coming in only China. Why is it happening?
XBB.
okay.
Its name is XBB.
It's
So let us start with the general health. What happened was when I was maybe in my PUC, what I decided was I need to become a doctor. What sort of a doctor? I went through many different branches like allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, magnetic therapy, Reiki, all those things I used to read. Then I felt, let me do the most challenging part of it. Let me finish studying that. Then, because at that time I read about a Mexican neurosurgeon, Mexican-born American neurosurgeon, who did a complex spinal cord surgery for a newborn baby. Then I thought, if that is the most complex, because he had written you need to learn every branch of medicine, learn all the skills like a plastic surgeon, orthopedician, a general surgeon, and then you to become a good neurosurgeon. So I took it as a challenge and I started working for my neurosurgery. I did my MBBS from Bangalore Medical College, MS I did from Bombay, then MCH from PGH Chandigarh. Then I even got in between I worked for 1 year for a rural service. And then I realized that integrating everything, the different branches of medicine, the different aspects of life would be the integral knowledge. Because medicine is one aspect of life. And there are other aspects of life like education, employment, our happiness in life, and our economics. Okay, when it comes to economics, I always tell that what economics of money which we are getting, which we are routinely following, is just a yardstick of conversion. Like if I grow coconuts and you grow brinjal, how do I exchange? I would say one coconut equals 10 brinjals. You might say no, it's 5 brinjals. So maybe there is a yardstick which says that okay, one coconut is this much money, so this much money is this much. So that is a mediator. But why are we giving so much importance to the money mediator? Should we give more importance to what is the true economics? The true economics is ecological economics, what I call. The ecosystem, the ecological resources, the land, water, the food, and then even the breath. Because what is there in the breath? A science student might say oxygen, nitrogen, and somebody who is spiritual will say there is a lot of energy in it. So, and even when you look at the molecular level, there are so many alkaloids or fragrances, the essential oils in the air which we breathe in. So a breath constitutes of lot many things than just gases. So that breath which has to give us good amount of health, good amount of energy, can be polluted. Like if you are going near a garbage, you feel the stench of it and you can't bear with it. Or if there is a factory effluent, I mean the gas coming out of factory, it might make you irritated, it might give cough, or it might give, it may make you suffocate. So we know the importance of this in COVID when the oxygen levels went down and our saturation went down. So it's not just the oxygen, it's the comfort of breathing, it's the energy which we get from the breath, it's the vitality, it's the life which we get from the breath. And water is the essential fluid. Now with so much of heat, we'll be thirsty very often. Probably it might be just the thirst cough for her. It might, because she might not be taking good amount of fluids. So just drink a lot of water so that you are hydrated well. Our body is 70% water, and if the water content comes down, then we feel exhausted, then we can't listen, and much more we can't remember. Because I would say, rather than along with your books, keep one bottle of water, and I would prefer a metal bottle or a copper bottle, because the plastic also is not bad, it's not good for your health, it's very bad, it can cause many diseases. So avoid plastics, keep metal bottles, and keep drinking water, because every new matter, new subject what you listen, new knowledge what you gain, for it to be linked to the past knowledge and experience, you need water. So this is a very essential nutrient which you need to have regularly. So definitely for good health, you need to breathe well, you need to be happy. So you'll be breathing well when you are either talking or when you are laughing. Best is when you are laughing or when you are crying. So either you laugh or cry, but be quite active in life. That's all. So then good food. Good food is what? Because Madam was telling that many of the students eat out, they destroy their health. So what is good food? Good food is the food which is grown in the forest, because forest has lot many nutrients in the soil, air and water, and they come out in the fruits or the leaves or the seeds, and definitely forest food is the best food. So the next alternative would be organic farming food. So if you are somewhere living in the outskirts of city or living in a village, then probably you need to go to the forest areas, try to pick some berries, pick some, I would say you should eat fruits like a monkey. Monkey eats all sorts of fruits. The people, the banyan fruit, all in Kannada I am very fluent to say, ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಗಸಗಸೆ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಖಾರ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಮೋರೆ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಎಲ್ಚಿ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಹತ್ತಿ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಆಲದ ಹಣ್ಣು. ಅಂದರೆ all the wild varieties which are growing naturally, they have more nutrients than the ones which are sold in the market. Because to sell in the market, they need to be more heavy so that they can get more money. So they put a lot of urea, DAP, hormones, pesticides, preservatives, and even they inject hormones to many. And you know about the kalangri and watermelon. They inject color and they inject saccharin to make it sweet and red. So this is what is the corruption of food that is happening. So until unless you grow your food, then you will never know what is there in that food. So many a times the pesticides might be causing so many people to have stroke or heart attack or cancers. So you never know. So those who have even a bit of land, like even in kitchen garden, you can grow your own what do we say, the green leafy vegetables, because as he asked, when will the COVID go? The, the actual plan of the mafia is to keep on going till 2050. So another 27 years it might be there. So if in 27 years it will be my lifetime, I probably maybe, or half of your life. So how do we fight this? So when you look at it, so now many people took injections, many people developed complications like heart attack, stroke, and many have not taken, many have made duplicate certificates, and many took it, and few didn't have any problem. There is a racial side to it. Those who have what I call the European genes, like those whose eyes are blue, green, yellow, they might not have any problem, because the COVID virus and the spike protein, and also the vaccine which contains the same spike protein, are very racial specific. In some races it affects, in some races it doesn't affect. So those who have African genes, the black iris or the brown or dark brown iris, like we most Dravidians have, so we are getting affected much more, because the spike protein has a lot of problems in the African genes. So many of the Africans and Dravidians are developing strokes, heart attacks and other things, but many of those with Europeans. So it is a global mafia to decrease the population of the rest of the world, while only Europeans capture the whole world. They say that only 300 families want to make the world their real estate. So if they want to make their world real estate, then they will grow whatever food they want, they will add whatever poison they want, and they will give it to you at cheaper cost, you will buy. But when you sweat it out, when you put your hard energy, grow food, grow sincerely, put something like organic manure, and grow, they contain the natural nutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, which will make you healthy. So that's why I say grow your own food. And one more thing what I want to say is eat a lot of green leafy vegetables, like a goat. Goat, when it is going around, it keeps on plucking every other leaf and it will eat. So like that, we need to eat a lot of like coriander, curry leaves, and pudina, and kottambari, pudina, karbevu, tulsi, davana, patre, mavin chigru, bevin chigru, gulabi, tumbe, daswada, even rose, all sorts of leaves and flowers we need to eat to keep us in a naturally healthy way. So we need to learn from the animals, because humanity has become so corrupted now. So there's nothing called humanity. We are so greedy, we are so selfish, we are so wants everything for us. I mean, now you are friends, but when you both apply for the same job, then you'll be fighting against each other. Let me get the job, not her. So that is the mentality of humans. Rather than let her take this job, she needs it now. Maybe I can wait for another 2-3 months in another company. So such sort of a mentality we need to develop. So first focus on the food. What you said, the tips of food. I would say food is just 20% of the cost for our health. 80% is our mind, is our thoughts, is our emotions, is our anxiety. Once we can control that, then we'll be naturally healthy even when we are fasting. Because there are people who fast for continuously for months together and they are still healthy. How do they maintain their composure? How do they maintain their health? Many a times we are overeating than what amount of energy we need. So we'll be obese, we'll be having high blood pressure, high sugar, and cholesterol and other things. That itself damages us. So I can hear some amount of cross-talking. So let me do one exercise for you. Everybody clasp your fingers like this. Keep it on your table or keep it in your lap. Be relaxed. Okay. Now close your eyes. Be silent. Don't speak. This is one technique of meditation which I have learned from many different people, and I have modified a bit, and I have been teaching to all my patients and my followers. This will help you to understand your own body, your own mind, your own thoughts. Okay. If you can close your eyes, you will have a better experience, because the idea, what I say is more beautiful than how I look. Okay. So, okay, now just focus on your breathing. When you are breathing, cold air is going from your nose throat and going into your lungs, and it will become hot and it will come out of your throat and nose. When you are breathing out, you can feel the warm air coming out. Just focus on that. Now take a deep breath and hold it as long as possible. Once you find it difficult, let it go. When the air comes out, it will be much more warm. So just hold it as long as possible. When you find it difficult, let it go. You can feel the air is much more warmer than the regular breath. After that, you breathe normally. Don't take deep breaths. Just focus on your breathing. Cold air is going in and warm air is coming out. In one breath, the air will be slightly warm. In one breath, it might be slightly less, or the next breath, it might be slightly more. Just focus on the difference between the warmth of the air coming out. When you focus on the simplest thing of your breath, the warmth of your breath, you start forgetting everything else. If you want to be alive, even if you don't eat food for 1 week, we'll be alive. Even if we don't drink water for 2 days, we'll be alive. But if we don't breathe for 3 minutes, our brain won't get enough oxygen and our brain won't function properly. So the most minimum thing that is needed for us is to breathe. But what we do is, we think as though if we don't think for 1 second, we won't be alive. So we'll be worrying about what has happened in the past, or we'll be worrying about what might happen in the future. Just close your eyes and listen to me. So, rather than worrying about what has happened in the past or the future, just focus on the breathing at present. Then you will forget those worries. Once you forget those worries, then your mind is much more calm. Many of your body functions will normalize, and your anxiety comes down, your worries come down, and definitely you will feel happier. The boys sitting in the last bench, please don't talk, because you will be disturbing others also and trying to distract me. Learn this as an opportunity, because I charge 1,000 rupees a consultation if you have to come to me. So I'm giving it to you for free now, so better listen to it. So what you do is just focus on the breathing. Gradually when you do this, yesterday and tomorrow will be gone. Probably you might remember what has happened 1 week ago or 1 month ago or 1 year ago. When you start remembering those events are what has happened in your life, has created some emotions in you. Those emotions will create your responses later. So when you control your emotions, when you control your responses, then you can control your future. So how do you do that? So gradually when you remember one event, something like one of your relatives gave you a chocolate while you were a kid. So now you love him so much, whatever he says you'll agree. But another relative who told good thing about you, who tried to warn you from doing something bad, who scolded you a bit, you'll feel so angry about him, you won't try to respond to him, you'll feel frustrated about him. But the one who gave you chocolate might be trying to get his job done by you without anything back to you. But the one who has scolded you might be trying to help you. But you will stop him, but you will go with the person who has given you a chocolate. So such sort of a strong emotion from your childhood can control what you do today. So you need to understand the reality, the truth of those strong emotions and the events. So when you reanalyze now that probably you are 10 to 20 years older than the event, now you realize that was a selfish deed which they did. So you don't have to give that much importance to them. Then you realize the truth of that event, the truth of that emotion, and you develop truthful responses. And when you realize that the relative who scolded you to become a better person, then you'll develop a lot more respect for them, a lot more love for them, because they are the one who are trying to reform you for the better. So then you will be more accommodative for their suggestions, you will listen to them, and you will become a better person. So that's how your emotions can play big roles in your life. So analyze your life, analyze the past of your life as you remember them, and understand the truth in them. Because truth is the only thing that will guide you for a better life. Be it health, be it profession, be it education, be it your relationships. Until unless you understand the truth, you will be misguided by many for their own selfish needs. Sometimes, many a times, by your friends itself. Because a friend who takes you for a drink or a smoke or even some, outside junk food might be spoiling your health, maybe spoiling their own health. So you never know. Probably you might be trying to, you can only guide them to become better persons. So that's how you need to reform, understand yourself, your life in truth, and then reform yourself. So gradually when you realize this, then whatever events in life you had, you'll be able to understand them truthfully and change your emotions. See, sometimes it might be like you have misunderstood that one of your friend has spoken something bad about you to another person. So you be bold enough to talk to them. When you speak to them, confront them, say that, okay, you said this to her or him, they felt bad about it, why did you do so? So once you could gather that much amount of courage, then you will feel the self-confidence in you. Otherwise, many a times the emotions of anger, frustration or sadness in you can come back again and again, make you remember those sad moments and make you feel bad, or they might come in your dreams, disturb your sleep, or even subconsciously they might be creating a lot of stress in you. They might be like making you angry, frustrated or depressed. So these emotions, madam, could you please sit here? Because you both are very interested in talking to you together. So keep your eyes closed, okay? Don't get distracted. So gradually, when you analyze your life, then you will become more stronger emotionally. And sometimes somebody might have scolded you. You talk to them, because many a times there are some friends who take money, they don't give back. There are some friends who steal something. Confront them with the truth, because many a times they themselves might not be knowing what they've done. They might have done reflexively. They might have probably their parents might not know what their what all bad emotions or behavior they do. So be it smoking or drinking or even drugs or something. So you need to talk to them first. You need to try to reform them, because we humans are like we are blind to our own vices, our bad behavior. We are good to identify others' bad behavior, but we are bad at identifying our own bad behavior. So when you know that somebody has a bad thing, try to change them, because when you are bold enough to change them, they'll be comfortable enough to tell us about our own problems, so that we can reform ourselves. That's a give and take policy. We need to be accommodative to their suggestions also. Once we do this, we both will grow as a better person. Then what you need to do is, many times if they don't understand what you are speaking, if they don't reform, probably you need to alert your other friends about the bad behavior. Somebody is a liar, somebody is a cheater, somebody swindles money, or so such sort of a network of security we need to create. What if somebody who stole your money steals your friend's money also? You'll be so sad that you could have prevented it. So better you tell them about the other's behavior, and also you tell the person's parents, their relatives or their friends, and try to change them for a better person. This is what is called social behavior, because when you know that economics is the money is controlled by some part of the society, and we are all socially integrated, and you are part of your economic students. So our life is so much interconnected that until unless we reform ourselves and reform others, we won't be at peace. We won't have the self-satisfaction to have a peaceful sleep, to have a peaceful life. So try to reform others, and at the same time, whenever feedback comes, try to reform yourself. So that's how you can grow. And many a times in the past, you might have made a mistake. You might have scolded somebody. You might have criticized someone, or you might have told some lie. You might have did something bad. So go and tell sorry to them. Maybe compensate them for what the suffering they do. That's how we cleanse our past emotions and past what I call the karma. This is what is the karma therapy which I advise. I do it in very much detail, but I have concised it for you today. And definitely, when you do such regular exercise of analyzing your own life, probably you are around 21 years, I think the legal age for marriage for even the boys, I think. So at this age, you need to understand the truth of life. So introspect your life. Maybe you might take 2 months to analyze all the past events of your life, all the past strong emotions of very happiness or sad or anger or frustration. So once you understand, once you analyze and once you realize this, then you will be a very confident person, very bold person to face any challenge, and also you'll be confident that whatever caused problem to me, I could fight for it. I could ensure justice for myself. I could ensure justice for others, and also I could prevent problems happening to anybody else. So because when you try to reform and be successful in reforming others who have done some mistake, then you'll be happy that they won't give you trouble again, nor you will be troubled by anybody else, because you'll be happy, you'll be assured that somebody else will reform other people who are bad in the society. So this is what is called the social dharma of life. So our own dharma, the truthful responsibility is to ensure justice for ourselves, for whatever problems we had, for whatever sad or angry or frustrated emotions or what we had. So whoever created those emotions. So until unless we cleanse this emotional karma, we will never be happy, we will never be healthy. Because 80% of our health depends on our emotions, depends on our thoughts. So let us understand this. So when it comes to the economics of life, I would say the emotional economics is the biggest economics. You have heard of emotional banking. You take your friend for a dinner, you take your friend you gift something to your friend. Maybe down the line they will gift you something. Down the line, once they will take you out for dinner, they will take you to their home. So that is what is the emotional investment we make. When we make an investment, definitely it compounds, it gives us interest and it gives us dividends also. So similarly, whatever we invest, a good word, a helpful attitude, what I call the helpobics of life, rather than doing aerobics, just jumping up and down or running kilometers without any goal, be physically active in trying to help others. That is where even the single calorie you expend will be used for the help of others. That will create better understanding between people, better relationships, better trust in life, and also what we call a security of love and affection and concern and care. This is what we need in our life for us to be secure, for us to be happy, for us to be healthy. So when we do this, and coming to COVID was a virus which was created by some mafia. The Chinese lab created it, but it was funded by the American company. It was ordered by the American company, funded by the Europeans. So the same European blue-eyed people want to conquer the whole world, so they wanted to destroy as many people as possible. Initially, I also thought they are trying to kill the people who are taking pension, who are not doing any work, who are trying to be a burden on the government. But when we see young people, 30-year-old, 25-year-old, dying of heart attacks, dying of strokes, we need to understand the grave situation of the world. So we need to control our mind, control our thoughts, be happy, be contented in our life and in our mind. See, if you are not happy with what color your skin is, what shape your face is, what shape your body is, what amount of money you have, what parents you have, what money, home you have, how much of money you have, you will never be happy with what you get later. Even if you become a CA, even if you have crores of rupees or a big bungalow or big vehicle, you won't be happy. Happiness is in trying to learn to be contented in what you have right now. If you're not happy in what you have, you'll never be happy in whatever you get. So that is the whole basic idea of life. So until unless you inculcate these characters in yourself, you'll be in a constant state of frustration or suffering, and you'll spoil your health. And definitely something attractive will try to grab your attention, like a roadside pani puri which might taste good, but what he has put, what his intention is to make money. So his intention is to make you addicted to his pani puri, because if it tastes better and you go back to him again and again, you learn more. So they are adding tasting powders. Tasting powders are what is called ajinomoto in China. They used to use it for fried rice before, long back, 20 years ago when we were young, college students. But now they even put it for curd rice, they say. So that is how the restaurant business is trying to lure you and make money out of it. So you will be refusing what your mom has prepared and packed for you. You'll be saying it's junk food, it's not tasty, it's not, but you'll be eating unhealthy. So what your mom has put her heart in it. She has put her blessings in it. She has made it for you to become healthy. So until and unless you realize the value of these emotions, see, spiritually, you might say that it's not true or something, but spiritually they have put their heart, they have put their mind, they have put their soul in it. So that's the biggest amount of energy you need. The economics of energy is a different aspect. When you look at the spiritual energy, when you look at the cosmic energy, when you look at the energy of the blessings, energy of the good wishes, then you realize the economics of energy. So until unless you understand the ecological economics, the emotional economics and the energy economics, you will never be enjoying the economics of the money. Money is just the minimum yardstick of life. The emotions, the ecology, the ecosystem and the energies of our heart, of our soul are the bigger economics. So understand these economics. And coming to knee pain, see, sometimes when you are constantly standing or constantly running or walking around, there is wear and tear of the knee. So for the knee to heal itself, take plenty of turmeric, harshna, and then even aloe vera and other natural green leafy vegetables. They give you a lot of antioxidants and alkaloids which will help in healing it. So do exercises for the spine and for the knee and all the joints. Dhanurasana is one very good yoga exercise. I would say rather than doing all different yogas, just do one Dhanurasana for your spine. Do meditation and understand your mind, understand your events in life, and understand your emotions and cleanse them. You'll be better. And definitely stress management, anxiety management. Have a friend with whom you can talk to, because in Christianity there's a concept of confession, that whatever you were thinking bad or you did bad, you have to confess to your father. But I don't want you to spiritually go to anybody, Swamiji or anybody, to confess. Confess to your own mothers. Mothers are the greatest gods in our life, because they are given birth to you. They have they feel for you. They give so much of love for you. They are even ready to sacrifice themselves for you. So that is the importance of mothers. So with your mother, you can be truthful to the fullest extent that you are. You can be truthful that today you liked a girl, today you liked a boy, you are interested in marrying or anything. So to that extent, you should be truthful to your mother. Tell your emotions, tell your problems, and definitely that will bring down the stress and anxiety. And about syllabus and all, syllabus, definitely nobody can be 100% perfect with all the topics. So try to be jack of all and master of few at least. Okay. So when you are understanding most of it, you can correlate things and know the whole picture. So definitely try to give more time, equal time to all the subjects, and what you are interested in, maybe learn more. And for your future, this thing, I would say, if you want to be a CA, try after your college time, among your relatives or friends or family circle, go to somebody's office, sit with them, try to learn what they do, understand what is the business of it, what is the professionalism of it. Then you will realize the practicality of life, practicality of your profession. And definitely about eating and all we have said, and COVID, how to prevent further attacks of COVID. So what you are having might be COVID-23, we don't know, or maybe H3N2, what they are saying, or maybe some other, but whatever it is, I will tell you, try to help her. That is the biggest immunization you can get, because the injections which they give you might create so many problems, but helping her will give you so much of satisfaction that some virus which comes out of her breath might be giving you natural immunization. So that is the what I call the essence of helping and the benefits of helping. So let us get a natural immunity with a lot of helping nature, with a lot of caring for each other. I would say caring for somebody who is sick is the biggest immunization you can get from that disease. If somebody is having any problem at home, and many a times it happens that your parents might be sick, or your relatives, one of your relatives, try to go and help them. That would be a better way of natural immunization, because now the reports are coming that those who have taken vaccines are tend to develop a lot of problems. And I personally would suggest not to take any more injections, take good natural immunity. There is a realm of medicine called naturopathy, wherein you, with your old home remedies, what food you have, what the mindset, you can heal your own diseases, create a better mentality, and also prevent diseases. And last thing what I wanted was, there are so many lies which are happening in the society. Until unless you are truthful in your thoughts, you are truthful in your words, and you are truthful in your actions, you will never understand the truth of life. You will be carried away by the lies, by the false promises, and you will tend to develop problems. I also suffered through those things in my life until unless I became truthful to the greater extent. Maybe 5 years ago, I would have said, Madam, I'm just 2 minutes away, while maybe I would be still half an hour late. But now I know that, okay, I should not be lying. I should be as truthful as possible. I would say I'll take at least half an hour. Maybe I would say I'm here, depending on the traffic, I'll come as early as possible. So that much amount of truth, if you develop in your life, with your friends, with your relatives, with your family, with your teachers, then they can help you in a better way. Because until unless they understand what's the problem going on with you, and many of you might be developing, might have some inferior complex about your life, about your wealth, about your health, or your family status and other things. Come out of those things, because those things are accept them first, and then try to change them to a better extent. So that's how we can bring out the best in ourselves to be a better individual and to have a better life and career and studies. So I think I have taken around 40 minutes. So I would like to interact with you, specifically anything. See, the bird is also wants to listen to me. So what exactly, anything else you want to understand in life? And maybe if you can be bold enough to say what came to your mind when you are meditating, when you're focusing on the breath. Any thoughts, any event in your life, anything that disturbs you, anything that makes you feel bad, or that makes you feel sad or frustrated. We can discuss so that I can tell you how to make it better, how to convert a sadness to a joke, how to convert it, see it in a better way, so that any experience will cease to be too good or too bad. It will just become an experience which has given a lesson of life for us. So try to convert that in your life so that you can become a better person. So madam, what came to your thought?
I feel calm.
What about you? Anybody who is bold enough to say speak their mind? What do you felt? Okay, I'll give you my clinic address. If you want to talk in person, one-to-one, you can come there. But definitely, yeah, tell me. See, that is the problem. Initially, it might be difficult. I will tell, you might not be able to speak to your parent about your college life, your college friends, or what they are doing. Probably, you have a friend with whom you can talk. Start with that, okay? You speak to your friend. See, maybe the person next to you is your friend. You can speak to speak to her about others. See, she's behaving like this, he's behaving like this, he said like this. It's not that they will give you answers. It is just that when you are trying to put it in the words, you will have a lot more clarity in your mind. Because the mind has lot many anxieties. It has lot many fears. You fear a lot, but you don't speak the fears more, because you feel you'll be ridiculed, you'll be judged or something. So when you are speaking, you will trim all the unnecessary and extravagant fears or anxieties, so that you will realize that is unnecessary, that is over projection or something, and you will speak what you feel as the truth. So when you are speaking, you are modifying your own thoughts, you are modifying your own emotions. So that will make you realize the answer for it, rather than them giving many times they might also have a suggestion which might be helpful for you. So definitely, initially you can compartmentalize things. You can speak something to your dad, some things to your mom, some things to your sister or brother or cousins or relatives or friends or your colleagues. But gradually, when you become more truthful, you'll be ready to speak everything with everybody, because that is the open book state, wherein your mind and your heart is like an open book. Anybody can read and you can tell it to anybody. So when you are like that, then you are liberated. You are very happy and you are very comfortable in your life. So then you don't have that much amount of stress. So practice that initially with your friends or your relatives or somebody. Then maybe you can, because many a times at your age also, I was a rebellion at home. I always question what my parents said. That's a growing phase, because it's the hormones in your body, it's the company which you keep. 8 hours you'll be in the company of other friends who are also equally naughty like you and trying to do naughty things, and you will try to feel that okay, that is normal, that is accepted, but maybe you might be harming in the long run. So don't try to analyze things, discuss with your parents. Madam, I met her once and then she felt okay, this person can give some knowledge to my students, why don't we call her? So such people, you can go and interact with them, you can be free to talk to them, they'll be able to give you advice. So that is how you need to be communicative about your thoughts and emotions. Anything else? Okay. Your madam was slightly apprehensive about some of the bad habits like smoking, alcohol, maybe drugs. It's common. The same mafia which is trying to kill us by a virus or an injection is killing us by wrong information, like the propaganda of information in our WhatsApp or our the social media, Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, the reels, which many are addicted. Nowadays my niece is also addicted to them, so I try to snatch the mobile from her. So definitely these are what we call triggers which give us short-term happiness. In chemically they are dopamine inducers. They give us dopamine which will make us feel happy, excited and enjoy it. But what we need to seek is oxytocin. Oxytocin is an hormone which is produced when a mother is feeding her child. When the child is feeding the mother, the amount of calmness, the serene happiness that both the mother and the child experience is the happiness when you speak your heart to your mother, when you lie on her lap, when your mother feeds you. So these are the true happiness, these are the true oxytocin moments. So we need to learn to develop those oxytocin moments. So how do you do that? Being truthful. I would say the best kick of life would be, I also have smoked, I also have drunk, and I also had 1 or 2 weed, but the best happiness is when speaking the truth. When speaking the truth on the face of somebody. If to my friend I would say, see, you are acting selfish now. Just because you want your agenda to be done, you are trying to convince me to do it. Don't do this. It's not good for you. It's not good for me either. It's not good for our friendship. So when we are so truthful about what is life, then we'll be much more happy. That happiness and ecstasy is much more long lasting, because the friendship will be long lasting, it will be more truthful, and at the same time we'll also be healthy and happy. So that is what we need to inculcate. Okay, and definitely one advice I said it in short, the next future years will be very difficult for employment. So maybe even if you have the best degree, the best marks, they might not get convinced by one interview about your employability. So what I would say, my own personal experience, when I went for my PGI entrance, for the MCH neurosurgery entrance, the HOD asked me a few questions which I could answer just because I was working with another neurosurgeon after my MS general surgery. So once you start working, you will develop the practicality of it, the nuances, the fine issues about the practical working. Then you will be with that much amount of experience to join any. So apart from studying the theory during the day, and in the evening, rather than wasting time, maybe keep 2 days, 3 days for yourself in your week. At least 4-5 days you give your time for working with another senior, so that you can learn the practicality of it and become a better person by the end of your 2 years. Not after 2 years, giving another 2 years or something and trying to learn the practical aspect. So if you do this, then you will become a better person. Okay?
So students want to take your advantage.
Okay. They were having another class.
Yeah, MC students. They say you can go sit as well.
MCA is computer applications, right? See, you are very familiar with artificial intelligence. I would say, like the COVID mafia, I was elaborating to them. There are few people who are psychotic people who want to control the whole world, and they are doing some. They are released the virus. They are giving injections and all. They are the ones who are controlling the artificial intelligence. And many a times they say the artificial intelligence has learned so much that it is taking control of humans. No, it is not. It is just a machine. It functions according to the codes. But the codes are being created by psychotic people who are trying to manipulate the whole thing. So this is the truth which nobody will tell you. This is what I have understood of computers and their applications. So better be vigilant for it. If you don't feel that something abnormal is there, you will never realize. If your mind doesn't see, your eyes will not see at all. If your mind doesn't know. So if your mind doesn't know that somebody who has a lump here is a problem or a disease, you'll always think it might be something normal. Until unless you know the signs, symptoms, the disease, then only you'll, even if somebody is walking around, I can see a disease or I can see spot a problem. So that's how you need to develop intuition to understand the complexities and the dualities of life. So try to learn beyond your syllabus, because that can happen only when you are practically associated with. I was telling the M1 students to be associated with the seniors or people who are working in that profession. Probably you should give some time to work in the, with seniors who are working in the profession, so that to learn the practicalities of it, so that your chances of employability become much higher than just having good theory or good marks or good degrees. So similarly, I have told a lot about health, how to maintain your health, how to maintain your mind, the meditation techniques. I have recorded it, I'll put it on my YouTube, I'll give you the YouTube link, so you can go through that rather than me speaking it out again. Maybe we can have an interaction about what you want as an advice, or what is my point of view about what problems you might have, like some health issue or some difficulty in study. Okay, a common thing which I would say about memory and learning. So my senior, who's also my senior cousin, who is a plastic surgeon now, he gave me a technique while during my +2 days. He said, whatever you have learned all through your day, before going to sleep, lie down and try to recapitulate everything. Try to think about it, remember everything. When you do that, then probably as soon as you finish your college, go home, have your food, maybe you want to take rest for some time, try to remember what classes went on. When you try to remember that, then your brain will refresh the circuits, what you have learned, what short-term memory, whatever associations are being made, and drink a lot of water before lying down, because hydrogen bonds are the memory bonds. So that hydrogen comes from water. So you need to drink a lot of water while you are in the classroom or before you go to sleep, so that you remember things, you associate, you link one previous knowledge to the new fact which you have gathered. So once you start associating things, then you learn better and you remember better. It's sometimes it might be as good as you listening to one lecture. You can write the exam at the end of the year with the memory of that lecture. So it could be that good also. So, or maybe you might have to revise once or twice. That's it. But you don't have to rote it. Keep reading and trying to remember it like a poem or something. So that is how you need to create associative memory in your brain, like how the artificial intelligence adds, if for and connections you make in the programming algorithm. I don't know if my algorithms are maybe 20 years old algorithms. It might be new for you. So in that way, once you associate your past memories to the new knowledge and facts, then the new knowledge and facts will remain fresh forever, and you can recall them as and when you want. That is one thing which you, as students, you need to practice, and develop healthy lifestyle, good physical exercise, yogasana. I was telling about dhanurasana and other things, and any other things you want to discuss? Okay. If I want, some of you have come again, late. The salient points is eat healthy, eat organic, eat forest food. Try to go to like parks or gardens, botanical gardens or forests once in a while, or mountains, get fresh air, and then be truthful. Because when I try to understand why brain cancers happen, rather than operating on brain cancers once it happens, I should prevent them. How to prevent them? The cancer in our bodies are because of our emotions, the wrongs which we do, the lies we tell. So be truthful in your thoughts, truthful in your words, and truthful in your actions. Because I have the fear every time that if I speak something wrong, or if I speak something false, or if I speak something for my selfishness, then I will develop the consequences, karma of these. So what we think, what we say, what we do can create the repercussions. We can't sow a neem seed and expect mangoes to grow. So that's how is life. So the karma of what we think, what we speak, what we do is what our life shapes into. So better think truthfully, speak truthfully, and do truthfully, and help everybody. So that once we help somebody, maybe they will help us whenever we are in need. That is the whole circle of life. So what goes around comes around. What we give to the world comes back to us. So I think I'll have a throat condition. I'm exhausted. So I'll definitely share you my YouTube link. You can go through that video, the first part of whatever I spoke. Maybe there are other videos about interaction with patients. Because one more recent patient, he is doing his +2. He wants to do medical. He wants to take up medical exam. He is interested to take up NEET, but he is worried whether he'll pass it. And now he's become so anxious, so angry, and so frustrated. He says that I want to go out of my home. I want to commit suicide. With such sort of extreme thoughts and extreme emotions can happen. But he has an underlying problem. When he was a kid, he had fever, and whenever he had fever, his body used to become tight or tense. And that's sort of what we call febrile seizures, like a fit. So whenever somebody has such conditions, they have a lot of tendency to develop too much of anger, frustration, or headaches, or even something like heat stroke, sudden loss of consciousness, or maybe fits, or even strokes and all. So we need to treat them with medicines, with counseling, and also with giving them the perspective that one advice what I would want to give, what I gave him is, see, you are all products of your parents. They hard work, they effort. Many of your girls won't realize how difficult it is to have a child, to keep a child in your tummy for 9 months, give birth either by normal delivery or by cesarean delivery. So that is the amount of struggle they would have undergone to bring you to life. And now you are around 21 years. So to make you grow from that small child, like when you are peeing, when you are shitting, to clean you, making you feed, making you clean, dressing you up, making you go to school, then college. So they have invested so much of their lifetime energy, emotions, money, and time, much more important. Time is the most important thing. So never think of lying to them. Never think of harming them or going against them. If you think something is better than what they say, like if they say, don't go to the party, try to talk to them why they don't want you to go to the party. Probably they have a fear, their son or daughter might start drinking, start smoking, or get into bad company, or develop some problems. You're all adult enough to marry. Even the boys are adult enough to marry now, 21 years I think. So you are adult enough to understand that whatever is wrongs are going on in the society. You know about date rapes and all these things. So you need to know that what fear your parents might be going through when you do something abnormal, when you do something against their wishes. I would say it's your responsibility to talk to them, convince them, saying that you will be taking enough caution not to harm yourself in body or mind, and not doing bad name for them, for yourself and them. So once you develop that amount of patience and try to talk to them and take them with you, like you should be able to take your parents to your friend's party or take your friends to your home. If you are so transparent and if you are so truthful, then probably you will be safe, you will be secure, your health will be safe. Nobody can harm you even if they want to. That's how you should be truthful in your life. So with this, I think I'll stop it. Okay. Thank you.